So I'm looking for nuts, and my little friend, well, she was in the front with me, and I went out to the farthest trees and she followed. I say she, I think she's mostly a she, just with some rooster elements. But she's so friendly. So she saw me over here, so she's like, okay, I'll come over there. You're looking for nuts, I'm looking for bugs. I'm picking up nuts right now. It's windy. I've actually found some under that tree over yonder. That's a success tree. The trees around the house are success, and that's the best variety, and that's the only success tree that's not around the house. I didn't think there were any under there, but then I found one pretty far away, and I didn't realize, oh, well, there is a branch up there. It's just a very high, far-reaching branch, and so then I started looking around. Luckily, I'm wearing old, worn-out shoes that have lost their soles, and I can feel. You almost have to look more with your feet than your eyes. So there were some under the grass. The grass is a little long, not too bad, but I actually found some under that tree. It's like, oh, I didn't think there were any in this tree. That tree hasn't produced a lot in recent years. So she just came over here and followed me, and just following me from tree to tree. I went from that tree to, well, that's 2 trees down when I started. She followed me over there. She says I move around too fast, though. She can't find bugs. Am I talking to myself? She's like, huh? She was over at the front in the front there, pecking around on the patio there, between the concrete sidewalk and the patio bricks, looking for bugs. She found quite a few. She wandered up because she wanted some company. I don't have any rooster or chicken friends to hang out with. There's 2 chickens in the backyard there, but I think she doesn't hang out with chickens because she's different. Oh, I found one. Most of these nuts are closed. These tend to germinate on the tree because it's too warm here for them, for this variety. But I'm finding most of them are closed. It's still early yet. They're still mostly on the trees. There's not tons of these. Oh, see, they're still mostly on the trees. Okay, we've got a few here on this tree. The squirrels do get this is a squirrel tree. There's a lot of squirrels, or several squirrels, or a couple squirrels. I don't know how many squirrels, but I know it's an active squirrel tree. This is probably the thickest. Let me zoom out. Thickest of the pecan trees, as far as big around. That one's pretty big around too. It has a branch down that we have to cut. But it's got some nuts on it, that branch. This one has a hollow in it. I believe this is the tree that I had a swing in when I was a kid. My mom made a swing. Yeah, I'm positive it was this tree. I had a rope swing with a wooden seat. It was wonderful. I'm not sure which branch it was hanging from or if that branch fell. She likes to go under. This tree has a lot of suckers on the. Seems like there are branches growing out of the. That's just a sucker from the base itself. This tree has weird suckers because they're really low growing. They're creeping along the ground. The grass doesn't grow under here very much, so it doesn't, they don't get mowed up in the lawnmower. Anyway, I'm enjoying my little friend. I only discovered her a couple weeks ago. Yeah. You're just a nice chicken. She doesn't weigh very much. She decided one night last week that she was going to roost by the front door. She was going to go to sleep there. I was like, no, honey, it's not a good idea. So I picked her up. She let me pick her up. Pecked at me a little bit. I put her in the oleander over there. She doesn't weigh anything. Doves weigh more than her. She's all feathers. Oh, you're all feathers, aren't ya? Such a sweet chicken. You remind me of my little red chicken that somebody dumped in the yard several years back. This Rhode Island red appeared in the yard one day, and I'm like, where did you come from? She was really beautiful Rhode Island red, and so I asked some neighbors, like, nope, not mine. So took me a while to figure out she was probably a laying hen and then kind of a pet. And she stopped laying, and people dump cats here, not in this yard, but up the street, because they see the large tracts of land. So somebody, I'm sure, dumped her in the yard. I saw this. People drive by very slowly here because this is out of the ordinary for where I live. It's a pocket full of green trees. Anyway, so that chicken she had been somebody's pet, you could tell. She was so friendly. When I'd pick up pecans, I made the mistake of crushing one for her once. And then so she followed me around, pecking at my feet, waiting for me to crush more pecans for her. It's like, no, honey, I'm keeping these. I'd crush one every once in a while. And she hung around the front all the time. She slept in the bougainvillea over there. One time my brother was on the porch on the swing eating a burrito. He had like half of it left, and she jumped up and stole the burrito as he was taking a bite. She'd come in the house. She'd try to come in the house. And the other chickens were in awe of her. It's like, oh my goodness. Because she acted like a queen among chickens, and the feral chickens were like, whoa, you've got it going on. The roosters are always after her. I wondered why she never laid any. It took me, I was just like, oh yeah. Just now figured out that she was a laying hen that had stopped laying. Alrighty.